Are you already a part of the #1 community in the world? If not, do so right now for free training and support, along with 5 sessions to help you succeed. Start now by joining us in our private Facebook group and get more exclusive video content on our YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe with notifications turned on for all updates. Join our community right now. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you on the inside at grooveasia.cm.
Welcome to Groove Asia Leaders Unite. My name is Nick Lakhani, and today we have an interesting topic for you. And the idea about today is that I'm going to tell you a story. Okay? It's story time. And with that, also, we're going to end up with drawing some lessons out of that story for you, that you can think about your business and how to actually go and increase sales, be more effective, be able to even run a team if you run a team, or if you have ambitions of running a team. So there's a number of different things to take away from that. Now, before we do that, I just want to check the sound on here, make sure we're okay. So there's a number of different things to take away from that. Now, before we... Okay, so sound looks like it's good, and hopefully we can get going. Now, today, as the title suggests, it's about using a CRM to go and increase your sales. First of all, what is a CRM? A CRM, as you saw in the notes, is a customer relationship management database. Okay, and the interesting thing about that is that the acronym is known quite a lot, but a lot of people don't understand what that is. Okay, so for example, if I go and create a little banner in here, I'm going to actually put in here customer relationship. Not sure how it's going to come out on the screen. Management database. Okay. So we'll add that banner. Okay. So you can see that on the screen. CRM, Customer Relationship Management Database. With those words, it should be reasonably clear what we're talking about. It's to do with customers or people who we want to be our customers. Right? That's the first thing. And so it doesn't necessarily mean just a list of your customers. It means a list of people that might become your customers. And we'll talk about that in a minute in more detail, about leads, about people you come across in your business, okay? Relationship. Now, one of the things that people say about sales is that, you've got to develop the know, like, and trust. If you don't have, people don't know you, people don't like you, people don't trust you, how are they going to buy from you? Right? So you're creating a relationship. One of the things that I do every week when I come on live over here is one by one with each of you, I'm actually, hopefully, strengthening a relationship between myself and the rest of Groove Asia with you. That's the idea, right? Those of you in the chat, let's just see who we've got on the screen here. Okay, Freddie's Place, and may not get to text, but I'm listening. Freddie, you're very welcome. Great to have you on board. Today it's about listening in and I want you to get some ideas. I want some business bombs, quote unquote, to go off in your brain. I want some aha moments for you. Okay, that's what we're looking at. So welcome, Freddie. Glad that you're here. Let's see who else is here. Fantastic. Dr. Lisa's in the house, Baltimore, Maryland. And I bet it's warm. Um, over here in England, it is pouring down. I almost said a different word there. It's pouring down. And it is a little bit muggy, a little bit, but still, we don't like the rain. We haven't seen the sun for a couple of days. So hope you're okay. And hashtag live, Dr. Lee says. Yes, so those of you watching live, put hashtag live. That'll be really cool. And one of the things about this is that, as I said, let's go back to the CRM and the customer relationship management database. So it's about relationships. So, for example, I know that with Dr. Lisa, she attends a lot of the streams or events that I'm involved in as well. So you create a relationship. You create, if she didn't like me, she probably doesn't attend, right? That's what it is. It's creating relationships. So, and this system or database or this entity that I'm going to talk about, CRM, is going to help you do that. It's not a silver bullet. You just get it and it works and everything's rosy in the garden. You work at it every day. And again, in my story that I tell you, I'll explain a little bit more about that, about the mindset that you need, the work ethic, and so on. Management, customer relationship management. So managing the relationship between you and your current or future customers. That's a good way of putting it, to use all the the words in the definition. And a database is not a computer thing. Okay, it's not technical. A database is something quite simple. Do you know what your telephone number is? I mean, back in the day, I know I only look 25, but back in the day, when we had those telephones that, for example, big telephones like this, and you had to dial the number, or some of you may be pressing numbers like this, you had to know your home number, your friends' numbers, your mom and dad's number at work, anybody you called, you needed their number, didn't you? You couldn't say, Siri, call John, Siri, call Jane, could you? So you had to know people's numbers. That's a database in your head. It's a storage of information. That's all it is. You can have a card index system, a diary, a date book, a file of facts, right? You get the idea. A database is just where you store information in a particular way so it's easy to find it, okay? Sometimes I use the drawer, my desk over here. Yeah, a lot of stuff in there. So a database is just a storage of information. It doesn't have to be electronic. It doesn't have to be on a computer. And the CRM you could actually run it from a manual system. I probably wouldn't recommend it though. Okay, I would normally recommend something electronic, something an app or a program on your computer or in the cloud would be better, and that will actually help you. So CRM, Customer Relationship Management Database. And now what I said, I was messaging somebody earlier, and I said, with the CRM, I think you can, with a 2x effort, meaning 2 times the effort, you can get 10x the conversions or the sales. That's what I think. And I'm going to explain how I used it for many years and how I taught other people to use it as well. All right? Now, first of all, so those of you that are in live at the moment, Dr. Lisa and Freddie, just put in a number 1 in the chat if you have a CRM, if you have a customer relationship management database. Those of you watching the replay, put in hashtag replay and then put in a number 1. Now, if you don't have one, or if you don't think you have one, put a number 2. All right? So that will be interesting to find out. So, who we got over here? Dr. Lisa is one. Yes, she has. And we have Dexter. Hello, Dexter. How are you doing today? Hope you're well. We're talking about CRM, and Dexter is saying 2. Okay, no problem. You don't have one. No problem at all. After today, I'm going to give you a little bit of perspective on it, and then whenever you're ready, you'll be a little bit more informed. And I'm going to run some sessions on this probably next week and the week after as well. Okay? Now, let's just take that off the screen. Let's just go back to our banner over here. Customer Relationship Management Database. Okay. Well, let's go to story time. Story time. Some of you know a little bit about my background. And so I've kind of always been involved in sales, would you believe? When I was a kid, my father was always into business. He left school when he was probably 12 years old to earn money for the family. The family needed money. He was the oldest child. He went out and worked and hustled and did what he had to do. This was back in probably around about 1950, and in Africa, in Uganda, where we lived, where he was born, and where I was born later on. And in those days, he just hustled, right? Now, what that means is that throughout his life, ever since the age of 12 or even probably before, he was used to hustling, used to getting things done, and used to find solutions for any problems, workarounds, and so on, to ultimately put food on the table. He was the main breadwinner. My grandfather had some issues and so on, and he was my father was a main breadwinner when he was a teenager. Just think about that. How did he do it? I mean, a lot of the time when I look back on this now, I think he's a hell of a lot smarter than I gave him credit for at the time. That's how it goes, right? Because what he did was he went and solved problems. Now, let me give you an example. When I was growing up, he ran a haulage business in Uganda. And when I was 6 years old, we were unceremoniously thrown out. We were given 90 days to leave the country. That's it. Gone. Out. And any assets we had, couldn't sell. Lost everything. Haulage trucks, cargo, house, everything. And so we were British citizens. So, we were lucky. Some of my family ended up going to India and then came to the UK later. But we came to London, and he had to start again with almost nothing. And so that's what he did. He started building himself up, and he started hustling, and legally, okay, nothing illegal. But he started hustling, and whatever endeavors he was doing, like, for example, he ran some vending machines in pubs and clubs for cigarettes. And of course, we, as the kids, helped in the business. He worked full time, and then in the evenings, he would go out and go and replenish all of these cigarette machines. And whose job was it to actually go and get the cigarettes ready? Well, myself, my sisters, my brother. It's our job. I remember I was 8 years old. So at 8 years old, my job was to go and get all of these things ready. I was given a list, and I was told how much change to put into each cigarette packet, meaning I have to take a safety pin and put a slit in the packet and then put change inside it. Now, if, for example, we didn't put the right change or we didn't put any change, the person buying the cigarettes would think, oh, I've just been done out of my change. And bearing in mind that they're in a drinking establishment, they might have been partaking of the drink and they might go and smash up the cigarette machine. And my father loses a lot of money, right? So the job had to be done very, very well. So we were trained, right, this is the way to do it, this is how to do it, and this is why we do it. Okay, cool. So we did it. That's it. And for example, he also had a business a couple of years later where he opened up a shop. We helped. At 10 years old, I was a member of staff in the shop. It happens, right? Now, I've always been around sales, and I always understand that you have to think about the end product. What is the end impact or the end result for the person who's exchanging their money for your services or your goods? We understood that, right, at an early age. And that's really important, because what you've got to do is do whatever it takes to be able to hand something that the person appreciates. It's not done in a bad way. It's not dirty. It's not broken. It's not, it's good quality. So we've always been like that. And so this carried through. And what actually happened was that, and I worked in a number of different roles and so on, not necessarily sales, but other roles as well. And I was an educator, a trainer, a consultant. And it just so happened that I started working with a friend of mine who needed some assistance. And I joined his company on a freelance basis, on a pay-as-you-play kind of thing. And I was paid on sales. And sales of consulting or training that I was doing, but also I helped out in the office with the sales of licenses for software. And he had a pure sales background, and he was a proper sales guy, and he had a CRM. The CRM was called ACT, A-C-T, ACT. And back in the day, this is a few years ago now, it was one of the better ones out there. And anybody who came into the company, he trained them up as to how he wants them to use it. That's the key. So he had a system. He started using it when he started his company from his garage. Okay. And he left his full-time job. He had 2 kids under the age of 2 years old. He said to his wife and his parents who were living with him that, it's time to go alone. I mean, what a risk. But he did it. This great guy, fantastic friend of mine, and, I learned a lot from him. Anybody he took on in the business, he trained them how to use the sales, the systems, any systems, but especially this one. So therefore, the ACT system, what we would do is, and I was technical director of the company, he's CEO, and when I joined, I was the 5th employee, as it were, and we grew it to 35 staff by the time he sold out, and we grew it from about, when I joined, it was 5 million turnover, 5 million pounds, so probably $7 or $8 million at that time, back in 2004. And at the end of it, 10 years later, it was more like 30 million pounds, so roughly about $36 million. Okay? So we had a growth, right? Part of that was the growth, the culture-led growth that we encouraged with the people that we were taking on. We took on young people who are energetic, who are trainable, coachable, open-minded, and we went and trained them up the way that we needed them to, but allowed them to express themselves and to earn. And they were motivated, honestly. And that's not just on the sales side, but on the marketing side and the technical side as well. Now, what does this all mean? Well, it meant that every single day I would get up. The first thing I would do is go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, look in the mirror, and then I would put my suit on. My suit was this idea that I'm a sales guy and this is who I am and I know what I'm doing. And that's the mindset that I'm talking about. The mindset that you want to sell. And if you can achieve that, that's just amazing. The feeling that you get, the feeling that, yes, you know what you're doing, you know what you have to do today. Okay, yeah, we can have a diary, we can be organized. You know what sales you're chasing today because it's already mapped out in our CRM. So in our CRM, my part of the CRM was mostly technical sales, meaning consulting. And so it's a big deal for me to go and land a 5-day project, a 10-day, 20-day project, and so on. So that's cool for me. And we're talking about between $1,000 and $1,500 per day. So a 5-day or a 10-day project is a good deal, right? But I had to keep going. I had to keep moving. I had to fill out my consulting time because I was employing people. And so I would utilize all the time that we had so that we would actually go and be profitable. At any given time, for example, if I had a customer who was interested in consulting, or a person who's not a customer yet, but who's interested, they somehow I would get in contact with. They would be referred to us, or we would reach out to them with our marketing, or however it is. But as soon as they become a lead, as soon as I become aware of them, I don't sort of say, oh, there's an email over here with somebody who's interested, or, oh, yeah, back of an envelope, write their name down. They go into my CRM. And everything I do from then on with that person, with that company, and if, for example, they pass me on to one of their colleagues who's actually dealing with the consulting, then I would actually create a new contact. I would still keep the original one because they're the ones I met first, however I met them. And therefore, at any given point, any interaction I have with that company and with anybody in that company is written down in the notes. And so if somebody calls up and said, hey, Nick, my name's so-and-so. I believe my colleague Charlotte rang you up last week about XYZ. And as soon as I know who it is, when the call comes through, the person who's actually passing the call to me would tell me who it is. So by the time the person's introduced themselves, I've already got the screen up, and I know what the last conversations were. Even if it wasn't me who dealt with it, it could have been a member of my team. It could have been somebody else in the company. Okay? And that's important. The reason is, for example, if they say, hey, I believe so-and-so rang you up last week. I can't find an email, but I'm sure that they said they rang you up. And I would just say, yes, I can see, so-and-so rang me up and we discussed XYZ. Right? Or, I'm sorry, I didn't receive a call. Are you sure that this person told you that they were going to call me? And then by that time, I've looked at my emails. Have I received anything from them? No. Okay? So automatically, live, while I'm on the phone to somebody, I'm able to have a conversation where I am informed. And also, I'm thinking, what is this about? What deal is it? What am I going to do with this person? Now, what does this mean for you? Okay, that's one level of the CRM. What does this mean for you? It means that any interactions you have with any leads, right, you should have it written somewhere. should have it noted somewhere so that you can recall it. And then when somebody contacts you, either by telephone or by email, or bumps into you in real life at a networking event or some other event, you'll be able to recall quickly who that person is. And if you can actually, you can even access the information on your phone, on the app, that, oh yeah, there's so and so, I want to go and speak to them. So you don't have to be necessarily at your desk. You can quickly go and do a quick bit of research, 2 minutes, and then go and talk to them. And you can say, oh, hi Charlotte, how are you doing? I got a call from so and so. Is everything? So not only do you remember their name, which people love, you remember the context of a conversation. You remember something personal. So, for example, oh, Charlotte, how's the little one doing? I mean, she must be getting on to 1 year old now, right? And people are like, oh, wow, this person remembered the fact that a year ago I was in labor and everything. I remember it because I wrote it down, because it's a relationship. It's not about the sell, and if you don't want to sell today, if you don't want to buy today, I'm not interested. No, I am interested, because if you take into account 100 people in a room that are qualified to get your product, to buy your product or service, less than 10% are ready to buy today. Sometimes people say it's less than 5% are ready to buy today. And maybe 30% may not be interested. But the other 60 or 65% are not ready yet, but they're ideal for you. So you nurture the relationship. And the CRM system helps you manage the information. And that information then goes and gives you the knowledge and then the tactics on how to approach each person, depending on what you're trying to do with them, and steer them or ask qualifying questions. How's it going with so-and-so? It's not about just chatting for no reason. It's about having a relationship, chatting back and forth for a minute or two, and then saying, hey, what about the project, the Microsoft SMS project that we talked about? You said that you'll be ready to give me an answer in July to set it up for implementation in September. How are you doing with that? Is that still on course? Can I start booking you in for that, penciling some dates in for you? I'm trying to push for the deal. Okay, but I'm doing it in a non-threatening, non-salesy manner because I'm talking with this person in order to actually say, hey, how can I help with this? What else do you need from me in order to make it happen at your end? Okay, so but that information is always helpful. Always helpful. Now, one of the key things about having this CRM, yes, it's a tool, it's an app. Yes, you have to spend time on it. But what we did was all of our activities were centered around the CRM. And in effect, over the 15 years the company was in existence before it was sold off, we'd collected probably 100,000 people, 100,000 contacts. Okay. Now, what we did was we actively, all the time, went and cleaned the database. Meaning, for example, if somebody's not interested and so on, we check with them a couple of times, and if they say, yeah, you know what, we're done, we're not, we moved on to a different product or we're doing something else, that's fine. Be polite to them. But what you do is you put information in there so that they're not clogging up your database with, oh, this person might be interested in my product. Let's do something for them. You've said, right, you've qualified them out. Or you qualify them in, saying, hey, this person is really good. So that way, what I used to do is to have a pipeline. And with my pipeline of sales, I would actually say, this person is interested in this bit of consulting. It's going to be 10 days. This is the price that's been quoted. This is and then I'd have a space where I put information in about it and so on. But also, I put a percentage of chance of happening this month. Okay? Now, that percentage chance, so what would happen is that all of my prospects, all of my prospective sales are graded in terms of probability of happening this month, because my sales figures were monthly and quarterly, but more specifically monthly. I'm driven on the month. And at any given time, I because I had the information in there, because all of our information was up to date, we were on it, we spent anything that happened in the company, it went down somewhere. It was written down so that it was noted by us. But what happened was that then gave me a report, and at any given time, in my top pocket, my inside pocket of my suit, I used to carry one piece of paper folded up, and that was the name, the company, the telephone number, email address, and to be honest with you, those names and numbers I actually had on my phone anyway, but what the deal is for, how many days, what it was quoted for, and then the estimated closing date, like the target date where I think we can close on them. Now, that sheet would have my top 20 hot prospects that I want to bring in this week. And whenever I had 5 minutes or 3 minutes, I would take that out and say, yeah, so-and-so. Give them a quick call. Okay, well, they're not answering. Okay, go to the next one. Go to the next one. And on any given day, even if I'm going for a meeting somewhere and on a train, or going for a meeting and waiting in, having a coffee somewhere, well, I would use that time to go and make a call or draft a quick email. Because you don't want to leave it. You don't want to go. You don't want to badger anybody, but what you don't want to do is to let something drag on that you feel as though, oh, well, I don't want to go and, think of a reason why you want to contact them, and then contact them, nudge them, because they may be busy and they've forgotten about it. And they'll say, oh, thanks very much, Nick, I forgot about this. Okay, leave it with me. I'll get back to you by tomorrow. You've done something positive. You've edged it closer to the end result, which is the sale. But in this case, it's not a sale for them. It's a solving the problem by implementing the software at your company. That's the consulting, right? So you're solving problems. So in that way, we sometimes forget to ask for sales. We sometimes are a bit shy of asking for sales. Well, look at it this way. You are giving them an opportunity to solve their problems, and you're the person who's able to solve the problem for them. You're helping them. Remember, it's mindset. Every day I put my suit on, which is, I am an awesome technical director. I've got a number. I was paid. I was rewarded handsomely for hitting my targets and beyond as well. And nothing could stop me. I used to float through the house, getting ready, float on the road on the way to work, and then go and float through the rest of my day to go and get that done, because I knew what I was doing. I'm focused. All the tasks for that day are there. Now, obviously, sometimes stuff happens and you have to deal with that stuff that comes up. But at any given point, I've got 2 minutes. I've got 3 minutes. Make a call. Drop an email. Make a call. It's that thing of, don't just wait for stuff to happen. Make it happen. And that mindset helped me create a consulting team that went from zero. There was no consulting team before I joined there. And the last 5 years, when I joined there, I was the only consultant. So we were probably about $150,000 to $200,000 a year for 3 or 4 years. And then the last 4 or 5 years, I think, we were $1 million or $1.5 million US dollars. And at any given time, I employed 2 full-time consultants. In the office was only me. I ran the whole show from the office. I used to take meetings and so on, but I was organized. And this CRM helped me do it. It helped me leverage it. So CRM is about being organized. CRM is about being focused. CRM is about creating and nurturing the relationship that your customers and future customers will appreciate. And the CRM is about finding reasons to give your prospects a nudge in order to help them solve their problem. And at the same time, you convert these into sales. Now, whether you're one person in your own business, or whether you run a team of 5 people, or whether you have, for example, a team of people that help you as VAs, that's okay. But you can use a CRM to actually get them organized, and any information they can, they can actually put in to help you, rather than going, oh, I wonder what so-and-so did with that. Oh, well, I can't ask them right now because they live in a different country in a different time zone. And then things just get slowed down. With this way, with being up to date, anything that happens, put it in straight away. Put a little note in saying, so-and-so called, so-and-so emailed. And then whoever needs to know knows that information. Okay? Make it part of your day. Because when you put that invisible suit on, it doesn't weigh you down. Like I said, for me, it made me float. It made me lighter. It made me smarter. It made me move in a way that my feet weren't touching the ground. And at any given point, whenever somebody called me up about this, I always had the latest information. Even when I met them at a physical event, and I know certain people are going to be there, I had the information on a piece of paper, but also I did a little bit of research. I knew what was going on, and I was always on top of the deals that I was actually dealing with, in terms of the consulting team and other things as well. So one of the biggest things about this is, just because somebody doesn't buy from you doesn't mean you don't put them on a CRM. One of the earliest contacts that I found on there was a guy who actually became a super fan of ours. His school wanted to buy our software, but then something else happened and then they couldn't buy it. Well, okay. But he was convinced. He was a fan. He would call me up and ask me for advice on other things because he trusted me. He actually put us in, gave our name to lots of people. His, people who worked in the same job in other schools, in other organizations, and then when he went on, moved to a different company, he then, was giving our name to other people as well. Even though he never bought anything from us, he probably gave us something in the region of between $30,000 and $40,000 worth of business. Okay? That's back in the day, 20 years ago, right? 20 years ago. His name is on our CRM as a fan. Okay? So whether you're a supplier, whether somebody is a supplier, whether somebody is a super fan, whether somebody is a lead, whether somebody is a customer, whether somebody is a business partner, whatever it is, they go into it because this way it helps you write the information down. It empties your brain to then be more creative, whether it be on the sales element or the marketing elements or other whatever your business is, in terms of creating solutions to then go and sell. Okay, but if you've got all of these things in your head going on at you and thinking, oh yeah, I must remember to call so and so. Oh, I must remember to do this. Oh, this person is waiting for me. It weighs you down. This is why a little bit of work up front, create a CRM that is comprehensive enough for your needs. Remember, your suit that you're going to put on, it's up to you how many pieces that is. It's up to you what it covers. But if you can customize it to your needs, 2x effort will lead to 10x results by increasing the sales that you have. Now, put in some comments on here, take a look and see. Now, today has just been a little bit of introducing the topic, okay? We've introduced the topic to you. Let me know what you thought about it. So Dr. Lisa and, for example, Freddie and Dexter, let me know what you thought about it. Connect with me on the Groove Asia Facebook group. You can actually find me there. And, if you're interested in actually hearing more about this and the practical ways to get started on it and tips and tricks and possible solutions for you as a business owner, then I may actually go and create some sessions for you to take a look at that you can benefit from this. Okay? Now, I know it's not the sexiest thing in the world. I know that it's an app, it's another app. But as I said, it's about your mindset. This is the key. If your mindset is that this is the center of my business, and it was for us, if I explain to you that, and this is the other byproduct as well, it's not just about increasing sales, it's also about thinking about an exit strategy. Because you yourself, whether you're 30 or whether you're 60, should be thinking of an exit strategy. Sell your business or pass it on to your family. But you've got to have an exit strategy. You will leave the business one day. It's up to you whether you want to have a say in how you leave. Okay? Therefore, if I can give the example that I think that the system that we had, the CRM that we had, the way in which we had clean data, when eventually my friend went and sold the business, I think he got an extra $500,000, maybe up to, maybe even more, as a sale price, because the sellers understood what we did and how we did it, and the fact that the data was so good. We set ourselves up at pushing the standards, and we made ourselves marketable or ready to be bought, because we had good habits all the way through. You can do the same. It doesn't matter whether you're on your own or not. Would you like to actually be in a position to go and build a business up after a year or two or however many years it is, but in order to then get somebody interested in buying it from you? Well, the CRM will help you. The accountants that came in to do the due diligence in selling and so on, they looked at our processes and looked at our CRM, and they must have reported back, great stuff, fantastic stuff on there. Now, so it's not just about increased sales. It's not about increased efficiency. It's not about just about getting the job done. And it's not just another app. This is the center of our app. So apart from the people that we had in our business, the most valuable resource that we had, the asset that we had in our business, was our database. And every day I would take a backup home with me, as did my friend, CEO. And if our office burnt down to the ground that night, obviously it would be sad and, hopefully nobody hurt. The next day, we had a disaster recovery plan that we can get the sales team up and running within 2 hours. So by 11 a.m. in the morning, the sales team will be up and running. And then the rest of the team will be up and running by the end of the day at another location or in their homes. And we can do that because we had our database right there. So we would barely miss a beat. Okay? And as I said, it was the heart of our business, and it helped 10x or even better the results that we had. Okay? Now, let me just do a bit of housekeeping. Thank you, Dexter. Yeah, Great. Thank you, Dexter, for coming in today. I've not seen you before, so hopefully see you again. Dr. Lisa says, great training, Nick. Thank you. A little bit different, right? I know I don't necessarily want to talk all the time, but I just wanted to set the scene and explain to you how important this is. It's not just an app. It's not just another app. It's not just another tool. This is the future of your business and your key to financial freedom, or one of them. Okay. This is related to what I plan to ask you during office hours this morning. Office hours this morning. Okay. Well, funny story. Today was the first session where I did an office hour. Brilliant. Well, I was there, but nobody else came. Unfortunately, we had a little technical issue with the address that was posted on the calendar, and and so therefore, some of you may have been waiting in the waiting room for one Zoom room, and I was in the Zoom room for another one, in another Zoom room. My apologies for that. Okay, my bad. I will make sure it's fixed for next week. All right. And Michael says, I use HubSpot. HubSpot, yeah, HubSpot is very good. I've used that. It integrates a lot of your marketing with your sales as well. That's a good one. And you know, and this is the thing that you notice that all I told you was what I used back in the day. I don't even know whether it exists anymore in its shape. But there are lots of tools out there now. Now the problem with this is, though, when you have lots of tools, you have lots of noise, and you have lots of people saying, "Hey, I use this and I use that, and this is great, and you should try this." And you know, when I go to YouTube, there's always adverts for Monday.com and other things like that. You know, about project management software or CRM software and so on. There's loads of adverts for them because they know I'm interested in the software. First of all, you've got to understand your mindset, what you're doing, why you're doing it, what can be achievable, and then create a plan of what you want to do. Then find the tool. Okay? But I can talk more about that next week, perhaps, if people are interested, yeah? So that's great. Thank you so much for coming in today. As I said, there's lots of things going on, but take a look at the Groove Asia resource page, and I'll actually put that into the chat right now. In fact, I'll show you on the screen. I've got a couple of minutes. And in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to go and take a look at the resource page, and I will actually go and share this with you into the chat. And so Groove Asia resources, and on here, this is the calendar. Click on it once, and it gives you the calendar, and it gives on the bottom right-hand corner, if I zoom in a little bit, you will see that it says London. Well, I'm in England, so this is my time zone. But when you first come to it, it'll be in a different time zone. You can click on the name there. It'll probably be in Malaysian time. Or you can click on the drop-down list here and then change it to wherever you are, okay? So that's fine. Now, also, what I want to do is to say to you that today's Thursday, the 11th. We've got a number of things going on. We have day 4, the final day of our 5-day challenge. Yes, I know it's a 5-day challenge with 4 days. It's special this week. Okay, we have Michael Kazaczynski, who's actually was just there a minute ago, and he is going to actually take you through on how to create multiple posts effectively and quickly for you to be ready to go and post out into your on your blogs. So we're covering blogs this week. Take a look at that, and if you want more information on that, would help if I actually share my screen with you. Let's go to. Thanks, Freddie. Okay, so this is the resource page, so the page that I told you about. this is the first item on the list is check the calendar, and you'll get to this tab over here. And as you can see, Thursday the 11th, it says London over here. Click on that point there and then change the time zone to wherever you are. And you can see on here we are in the GLU at the moment, and it's nearly 4 o'clock at my time. And right now, at 5 o'clock, in just over an hour's time, Michael's going to be doing his stuff. He is going to be performing absolute miracles for you. He's going to blow your minds, and he's going to actually go and end the Groove Blog Challenge with a big bang for you. Okay, so that's great there. And then over the next week, what's going on? And so, for example, we've got Peter going live with Groove AI. We've got coaching over here on the Tuesday morning UK time or Monday night US time. Take a look at that. Another coaching session going on here on a Wednesday afternoon UK time. That's the one that I normally run. But next week, Michael is going to run that for me, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in action. Also, for example, we've got lots of other things going on. GLUs and Tyra's Power Hour. Lots of things going on. Remember, some of you come in for the software, the Groove software. Some of you come in for the sales, marketing, communication, business events that we do. Okay, so we have Groove Asia, we have iSummit. Xingyu's doing his AI fundamentals again next week. Again, he's got 2 sessions in 2 different time zones, so there's no excuse for you to miss out. And next Thursday, if I can actually come over here and boom, Groove Asia Office Hour. This link will change, I promise. This will be updated over the next few days, so it'll be a different link, and then you can register and then join me in that particular session. Now, this is a trial, so we'll see how it goes. And but yeah, it'll be good to see a few of you and just have a chat and see where you're up to in your journey, in your business journey. Okay, but other than that, what I'm going to do is show you the Groove Asia channel, the YouTube channel. And for the 5-day challenges, you can go to, for example, live, and you can see here that day 4 is right here. Okay, the 5-day challenge, but it says day 4. Yeah, that's the one that's upcoming in just over an hour. Okay, this is this GLU. This is the GLU that was done by Peter earlier. And if you want to see our previous 5-day challenge training, well, these are days 1, 2, and 3. And also, if you go to playlists, and you can see here, look for the dinosaur, Groove Pages, Groove Mail, Groove Funnels, Groove Member, Groove Sell, Groove Video. All there, okay? There's no reason why you can't get on with the software and have a go yourself. It's broken down, and it should be reasonably simple to follow, okay? Now, I hope you're having hope you have a brilliant day today. Thank you so much for popping by. And in the meantime, I'm going to wish you a good afternoon or a good morning or a good evening wherever you are. And I'm going to let Simon have the last word with us today. Take care. See you soon.
You gotta get into the groove.
Hi, this is Simon Leung with GrooveAsia.cm. Are you already a part of the #1 community in the world? If not, do so right now for free training and support, along with 5 sessions to help you succeed. Start now by joining us in our private Facebook group and get more exclusive video content on our YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe with notifications turned on for all updates. Join our community right now. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you on the inside at GrooveAsia.cm.